In an era where online security and privacy are paramount, getting the best protection is a no-brainer. Whether you're accessing geo-restricted content, protecting your online identity, or simply combing the vast web, one tool is sure to keep you safe: VPNs. 3 of the best VPNs have been vying for the throne as the best among equals. Today, we end that debate. Hi, I'm Josh, and welcome to the top 3 VPNs. In today's video, I'll be evaluating Surfshark VPN, NordVPN, and ExpressVPN to determine which among them goes home with the bragging rights as the top dog. I'll assess these top VPNs according to the following categories: security, privacy and server locations, streaming and torrenting, speed, and pricing. I'll then award up to 5 shields in each category, with 1 shield indicating a low score and 5 shields indicating a high score. Before we begin, I want to announce Surfshark's latest deal for new users. Surfshark is giving 81% off if you sign up today with the link in our description box. Enjoy optimum security and complete privacy today at a lower price. Click now. Now, back to the video. We'll kickstart with NordVPN. NordVPN is, without a doubt, one of the finest VPNs on the market today, consistently outranking most VPNs for the best features. But how does it fare in a head-to-head battle with Surfshark and ExpressVPN? The proof of the pudding is in the eating, so let's check out its security. Security. NordVPN uses RAM servers, which doesn't store user data. These servers are designed to delete every piece of information after rebooting. Thus, even in the unlikely events that anyone breaks into the servers, there'll be no information to steal. Unlucky for them. Though that is impressive, its multi-hop feature rocks my boat. This feature doubly encrypts my data, making it twice as difficult for criminals to hack. Think of it as Batman and Superman teamed up to protect Lois Lane. The VPN provider also uses unbreakable industry standard AES 255-bit encryption to encode your data, and its threat protection feature protects your devices against malware and malicious sites while stopping ads and trackers in their tracks. No pun intended. NordVPN features a kill switch, a tool that blocks your internet connection when your VPN drops to keep your device and data safe. Plus, its DNS leak protection feature protects your data in the event of a leak. And its dark web monitor tool finds and protects your leaked info on the dark web. NordVPN boasts of additional perks like Tor over VPN, which makes my connection completely anonymous, and obfuscated servers, which hide the fact that I'm using a VPN, giving me access to VPN blocking websites. And when it comes to tunneling protocols, NordVPN gives me 3 options to choose from: OpenVPN, IKEv2 or IPsec, and my personal favourite, NordLynx. OpenVPN is a versatile, all-round security option that encrypts my data in transit, while the IKEv2 or IPsec protocol provides a secure connection for mobile devices and cellular connections. Though both protocols are great, I prefer NordLynx for its next-generation security and faster upload and download speeds. NordVPN security is quite impressive, with its extra levels of protection and robust anti-malware measures. Thus, it earns 5 shields for security. Which of these security features do you think will be more beneficial to you? Tell me about it in the comments below. Next up, let's explore NordVPN's privacy and server locations. Regarding privacy, NordVPN has an audited no-logs policy, which means that the company doesn't record your internet activities or the sites you visit. As an added privacy feature, NordVPN accepts payments in crypto, allowing you to pay for its services anonymously, and this is great for people who want to leave no paper trails. When it comes to servers, NordVPN's fleet is spread far and wide. The service boasts of 5,700 servers dotted across 60 countries. Thus, you can change your location to most of the major countries and cities in the world to access their contents. Plus, each server runs on RAM, meaning that no one can get their hands on any user's data, even if NordVPN is subpoenaed, which I find very reassuring. So considering NordVPN's audited no-logs policy and its far-reaching server locations, I will award it a 4.5 in this category. However, what do you think of the RAM servers? Let me know in the comments section. And this brings us to the next category, speed. Now, it's no secret VPNs slow down internet speed because the internet traffic is routed through servers. However, the speed shouldn't be too slow to cause frustration. I mean, you don't want to take forever to download your favorite movie. Interestingly, NordVPN showed its speed when I subjected it to a few tests recently, and I wasn't disappointed. I used the NordLynx protocol, which happens to be an upgrade to the famous WireGuard protocol. With a baseline of 300 Mbps, NordVPN recorded a 13% reduction in upload speed, equivalent to 261 Mbps. When it came to download speeds, NordVPN recorded 249 Mbps, representing a 17% decrease. However, note that these speeds heavily depend on your internet connection and location. Switching to faraway locations like Japan and India might affect the speed of the VPN, but overall, NordVPN performed handsomely well. Thus, I give it 4.5 shields for its speedy internet connection compared to other VPNs. In the meantime, I'd like to know your impression of NordVPN speed in the comments section. Now, we can't talk about a VPN speed without checking out its streaming and torrenting capacities. So once again, I put NordVPN to the test. I tried unblocking some of the major streaming services, and NordVPN was up to the task. Thanks to its awesome Smart Play technology, I got access to many of the biggest streaming platforms, including Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney+, HBO Max, and even BBC iPlayer. Plus, its server locations also played a big part in getting me access to shows from countries with some of the best streaming content. I'm looking at you, UK and Canada. When it comes to torrenting, NordVPN provides P2P torrenting on some dedicated servers. Coupled with its fast internet speed, torrenting on NordVPN is as easy as pie. Therefore, NordVPN gets a 4.5 for its quality streaming and speedy torrenting qualities. Does NordVPN cover your favorite streaming platforms? Let me know down below. Now that you know the capacity and capabilities of NordVPN, let's find out how much it's going to cost us. NordVPN has 3 pricing plans, Standard, Plus, and Complete, and each plan comes with a monthly, annual, and bi-annual subscription. Under the monthly subscription, the Standard plan goes for $12.99, the Plus plan at $13.79, and the Complete plan costs $14.99. When you opt for the annual subscription, you get to pay $4.99 monthly for the Standard plan, $5.79 per month for the Plus plan, and $6.99 per month for the Complete plan. However, if you prefer the 2-year plan, then the Standard is $3.79 a month, the Plus plan costs $4.59 every month, and the Complete plan is only $5.79 monthly. Although it offers great perks, NordVPN can be quite pricey, so I will award it only 4 shields. Do you think its features are the reason for the pricey plans? Feel free to leave me a comment in the box below. And this brings us to the next VPN on my list. It's Surfshark. Surfshark shares a lot of similarities with NordVPN, which isn't surprising because both VPNs share the same parent company, Nord Security. Both VPNs are constantly ranked among the finest in the industry. But all of them can't be the top dog. Definitely, one has to give way. Which one will it be then? Let's find out. Surfshark uses the industry standard AES 256-bit encryption to protect your data against hackers, but this goes a step further. This VPN provider secures your authentication using SHA 512 encryption, which is stronger than the SHA 256 used by most VPNs. Its RAM servers ensure that your activities cannot be traced, while its kill switch feature protects your device when your VPN connection drops. The VPN provider also protects your device against DNS leaks, and its ad blocker ensures that your work isn't interrupted by intrusive ads. Surfshark uses WireGuard and OpenVPN to protect your internet traffic from potential threats, and its malware scanner keeps viruses at bay. Surfshark's camouflage mode hides the fact that you're using a VPN, helping you access sites that block VPN users. Its multi-hop feature, also known as double VPN, sends your traffic through multiple VPNs, giving you an extra level of security. But one feature that is gradually proving to be a game changer is Surfshark's Nexus. This feature routes your traffic through all of Surfshark's servers. Yes, all of Surfshark's servers, to protect your privacy and improve performance. With Nexus, you get to enjoy a more stable network, stronger security, and improved speed. So looking at the giant strides Surfshark is taking to keep your device and data safe, especially with the advent of Nexus, I'm going to give it 5 shields. Are you already digging Surfshark's newest baby, Nexus? Tell me all about it in the comments below. Surfshark has great security features, but can we say the same for its privacy? We're about to find out. Surfshark is based in the Netherlands, a member of the Nine Eyes Alliance. But that shouldn't cause any concern because its RAM-only servers means that the company doesn't store user data. Moreover, its audited no-logs policy assures users that their data is safe and secure. Thus, even if a government decides to share your data with another, there won't be any data to extract. The VPN service has 3,200 servers in 100 countries, giving you more locations to choose from. Some countries like Australia, Canada, France, Italy, Poland, the USA, Spain, Portugal, and the UK have options for their major cities. Though NordVPN has more servers, Surfshark's numerous countries give users more location options. Thus, I'll afford it a 4.8 out of 5. But I'd like to know what you prefer. More servers, fewer locations, or more locations, fewer servers? Feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. And this brings us to the next category, speed. So far, Surfshark appears to be leading the race, but I'm curious to know its speed. And to satisfy my curiosity, I've subjected it to some speed tests with a baseline of 300 Mbps. Surfshark showed excellent results in some of the major cities and countries. For example, when I switched my server to New York, the VPN recorded 291 Mbps upload speed and 274 Mbps download speed. I switched to France and I recorded 285 Mbps upload speed and 275 Mbps download speed. Thus, the distance between you and the server is a critical factor you should consider when switching locations. Though Surfshark has great speeds, it is slightly bettered by NordVPN, hence I will award it 4.3 shields. What do you think accounts for Surfshark's slower speeds? I'll be waiting for the answer in the comments section. Next up is streaming and torrenting. Surfshark has some of the best features that ensure a smooth streaming experience. For example, its smart DNS can help you get access to geo-restricted content in most of the major countries. Using the feature, I was able to access Netflix libraries across Germany, the UK, and Japan. The platform also made light work of unblocking streaming platforms such as Disney+, Hulu, YouTube TV, and BBC iPlayer. Torrenting on Surfshark doesn't disappoint either. Its fully optimized P2P servers make downloading fast and easy. And it works on most of the major torrenting platforms, including uTorrent, BitTorrent, Torrents3, Deluge, and BitTorrent. Though I noticed a drop down in speed during torrenting, it was mostly due to my internet connection. Unstable internet connections due to bad weather can be a pain in the neck, but in all, I think Surfshark is a fine option for streaming and torrenting. Thus, I'll award Surfshark 4.7 shields for its impressive streaming and torrenting features. Surfshark's pricing is divided into 3 tiers: Starter, 1, and 1 Plus, with each tier subdivided according to the type of subscription: monthly, annually, or biannually. So if you prefer to pay your subscription monthly, then the Surfshark Starter will cost you $15.45. Surfshark 1 is $17.95, and Surfshark 1 Plus is $20.65. However, if you fancy the annual subscription, then be prepared to pay $3.99 a month for the Surfshark Starter plan, $4.09 monthly for the Surfshark 1 plan, and $6.49 monthly for Surfshark 1 Plus. But if annual subscriptions are not your thing, you can opt for the biannual payment plan. Under this plan, the Surfshark Starter costs $2.39 every month. Surfshark 1 goes for $3.06 per month, and Surfshark 1 Plus is $4.77 monthly. Surfshark's prices are lower compared to NordVPN's, and considering the level of security it offers, it deserves 5 shields. This does bring us to our final VPN on the list, ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN has been in the game for over a decade and has proven its commitment to user security and privacy, with 11 audits conducted so far.
Wow!
So let's pick apart its security to see what it has in store. The first security feature that gives ExpressVPN an edge over its competitors is Trusted Server, an upgrade on the RAM servers used by other VPNs. If you remember, I did mention that RAM servers delete every information once it reboots. Hence, they don't store any data. Well, technically, they stand the risk of misconfiguration after every reboot, which makes them vulnerable to attacks. And this is where Trusted Server comes in. The Trusted Server technology ensures that each server runs the same code after rebooting to avoid misconfigurations and ensure optimum security and performance. ExpressVPN also runs a $100,000 bug bounty program that seeks to reward anyone who finds a security flaw within its setup. So, bounty hunters out there, here's your cue. The VPN service provider employs military-grade AES 256-bit encryption to encode user traffic. Its kill switch and DNS leak protection proved reliable during my tests, as I found no leaks. Plus, its features like split tunneling and threat manager protect my device from potentially malicious websites and third-party trackers. So I'm going to award ExpressVPN 5 stars for its dedication to user security. What do you think of ExpressVPN's new trusted server technology? Tell me down in the comments below. ExpressVPN continues to invest a lot in security, but can we say the same for its privacy? Let's check it out. ExpressVPN is based in the British Virgin Islands, a privacy-friendly country with no data retention laws. Plus, it isn't a member of any information sharing alliance, thus your data is safe with them. ExpressVPN doesn't store your logs, which is a claim made by almost every VPN provider you can find, just they and their word. But ExpressVPN is different. It doesn't just talk, but walks the talk, allowing third-party testing and publication of the results for all to see. And, need I add that ExpressVPN has passed every single one of them. Of course, the VPN provider collects some of your data, as stated in its privacy policy, but the data it collects can't be traced back to any specific account. So you're safe. ExpressVPN has 3,000 servers across 94 countries and in 160 locations. Thus, you're likely to find ExpressVPN servers in most of the big cities around the world. Though ExpressVPN has extensive server coverage, I think adding a few more won't hurt its brand, especially considering the extent of coverage its competitors have. Thus, I'll give it 4.8 shields. Do you also think ExpressVPN should increase its server fleet? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. Now, let's talk speed. With a baseline speed of 300 Mbps, I tested ExpressVPN using its Lightway protocol, and the speeds were impressive. It registered a peak speed of 278 Mbps during the uploads and 268 Mbps during downloads. Though these speeds are bettered by that of NordVPN and Surfshark, ExpressVPN has held its own quite well. Thus, the VPN provider gets 4 shields for its efforts. What are your impressions of ExpressVPN speed? Tell me what you think in the comment section. Now that I've covered the speed, let's see how it fares when it comes to streaming and torrenting. ExpressVPN has made a list of the streaming services it can unblock on its website, which includes most of the popular services. But I didn't take its word for it. I'll put it to the test. And as President Ronald Reagan once said,
I trust but verify.
Thanks, Mr. President. I verified, and the VPN lived up to expectations. It enabled me to access 12 major streaming platforms from major ExpressVPN locations. I was able to access US Netflix from 3 locations, and then got into Netflix UK, Canada, and Japan. The VPN provided also unblocked BBC iPlayer, Amazon Prime, Disney+, Hulu, and HBO Max with no fuss. Even when I encountered difficulties in accessing some platforms, I hopped onto the live chat and, in no time, had an agent walk me through the process. Torrenting on the platform was a breeze as well, with its P2P servers doing a great job. I tried downloading a 1.5GB file through the VPN, and within 10 minutes, I was done. ExpressVPN's unblocking game is impressive, but the torrenting could be better compared to both NordVPN and Surfshark. Thus, it earns 4.5 out of 5. Have you ever tried streaming or torrenting using ExpressVPN? Tell me about your experience in the comment section. ExpressVPN has a simple price plan where you can choose to pay $12.95 a month, $83.64 annually, or $59.94 every 6 months. Each plan gives you access to all its features, and if you're not satisfied within 30 days of purchase, you can get your money back. But I doubt you'll ever have to use that option. I like ExpressVPN's simple price plan, which is easy to comprehend. Also, access to all of its features, regardless of the plan you choose, is a plus. Thus, it earns 4.5 shields. Bravo. Now the moment of truth is upon us. Tabulating all the results, NordVPN walks away with 22.5 shields out of 25. Surfshark chalks 23.6 out of 25. And ExpressVPN gets 22.8 out of 25 shields, making Surfshark the top dog. All three VPNs have robust security features, great speeds, and incredible torrenting capabilities. They can get around almost all geo-blocking websites and streaming platforms. But the finest, according to my test, is Surfshark VPN. That will be all for today, but before you leave, kindly like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to this channel for a more in-depth review of top VPNs. Speaking of which, you can click on this video right here if you want to know more about Surfshark VPN. Thanks for watching. See you there.